Hello everyone, I'm Justin with Is It Scary Wisconsin, and welcome back to a very different kind of review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Paranormal Cirque that was recently here in Green Bay, Wisconsin in the Simon Bay Park Square Mall parking lot. Now, before I get into things, I'm going to warn you all ahead of time to strap in because this is going to be a bit of a marathon of a review. There's a lot of things that I want to talk about and touch on that I wasn't actually necessarily going to talk about in my original review. So for those of you who have TikTok brain or can't focus for more than 30 seconds, I'm going to give you the too long didn't listen. The too long didn't listen is for both my girlfriend and I. It cost between $73 and $74. We went to Monday showing at 7:30 p.m. The show was great overall. The sounds from the characters to the music to the creatures and the props were most excellent. The scares, or in this case, entertainment, was quite on point. Smells were good. We did smell things like popcorn and other concessions. The Paranormal Circus was a great experience, and I would go again. Advertising is accurate, showing customers' reactions, which I believe, in this case, were actually properly represented. So for those of you that can't stay for more than 30 seconds because you have, in fact, TikTok brain, there you go. There's the long and short of it. It was great. If you get a chance, you should go, and it's worth the money. Now, let me set the stage for you all. About 2.5 months ago, I began seeing advertisement for the Paranormal Cirque here in Green Bay. So what this is from Cirque Italia. It is a kind of paranormal gothic / horror allegedly themed circus-like event. Okay, so I go to haunted houses all the time. For me, it is more of a gothic-themed circus, right? I could see younger patrons being like, oh, there was some horror elements to it. But for the most part, it was just the theming. There was some blood makeup. There was some different kind of costumes that would fit the horror, the macabre, the paranormal theme. However, for anybody looking at this going, oh, I'm going to go to a horror circus. This is going to be really, it's not. It's not. I will spoil that for you right now. It is not. Put that out of your head. You will have so much more fun. You will enjoy this so much more if you put that out of your head. Because I kept finding myself thinking that, like, well, what are they going to have? Like werewolves on tightropes? Are they going to have like zombies like doing hula hoops? No. Nope. Now, that's not to say some of the acrobats and some of the performers weren't portraying a character, because they absolutely were. And some of those characters were more along the lines of the macabre, along the lines of maybe the undead, again, makeup, maybe their costume was a little themed. But I would not say, you hear Paranormal Cirque, I would not say that there was anything in the show outside of maybe a few of the ways that the characters were dressed that made me go, oh, this fits the theme. So I would say it is more gothic. There were a few characters that I would say fit the horror theme, but for the most part, it's more gothic. So I wanted to make sure I got that out of the way. So we're going to talk about the entire event. For those of you that are new here to Is It Scary Wisconsin, we go deep. And since this will probably be my only review on this on the channel, I'm going to go pretty damn deep. So, we arrived at 6:45. Stood in line for about 3 minutes until they started letting people into the concession foyer area in the first set of tents. I liked this. This was good. They scanned your digital tickets on your phone, and you went right in. The setup is fine. It was definitely warm, and it was warmer in the tents. They had fans. They did managed to keep it pretty tolerable. However, I can see where if you were in a city like Phoenix or someplace where it gets really hot, I can see where you might struggle. And to be fair, it was 87 degrees on the day when we went. Now, so we get into the concession foyer, and they have concession stands lined up. They have little like collectible masks you can buy. They have characters in costume. And actually, they did get some good jump scares out of customers as they walked into the tents. They did get some good sneak up scares on some customers as they entered the actual main circus area. So as much as I say maybe it didn't fit the theme, there were actually some scares that I saw on some customers, and there were actually some good ones. I didn't expect this. When I saw a few of the characters doing like the sneak up scares, and like they would pop out from a curtain and scare somebody as they were walking into the tents. When I saw them doing this, I was really happy to see that kind of effort. I actually didn't expect any scares whatsoever from this event, so this was a nice surprise. One thing that they do at the concession stand is they cover up the prices on their concessions. Now, as a business owner myself, I understand why they do this. That's so they can adjust their pricing for each city that they go to. I think that's really smart, because what people are willing to pay for a bottle of water in Chicago or Arizona or California, they're not willing to pay for a bottle of water here in Wisconsin. So I think that's smart. I did talk to a few customers, a few people around us that had purchased things like popcorn, bottled water. We bought a Gatorade. I think the Gatorade was $5 or $6, which, you know, I understand. You know, you go to the mini golf place, it's $4. I don't think it's that outrageous. It's not, you know, I mean, it's not $2, which would have been awesome, but I get it. I understand. I do. I like that they're in a position where they can say, okay, we're in a little bit more conservative area. We can drop our prices by $1, probably sell more product, probably look better overall. So I didn't mind that. I understood the reasoning behind that. But at the same time, you could also argue, well, this lets them charge whatever they want. That's also true. The smaller popcorn, from what I was told, was $8. And then there was a larger bucket too. I didn't get the price on that. But the people told me that they paid $8 for the smaller popcorn, which was like, you know, like a bin, a rectangular bin. And then they had the bottles of water were $4 each. Gatorade was $5 or $6, whatever. And I don't mind that. I really don't mind that at all. It was hot. If you wanted refreshments, they had them. They had slushies. They had other things you could buy. There's no alcohol on site, which I'm so happy to see them doing. I think that's absolutely genius, and I think it's a great way to avoid problems. It's also a way to avoid the liquor license issuing and the liquor license issues that can arise in the different states around the country. Very, very smart. And avoiding alcohol in general is also smart, especially at these kind of events. So that was good, and that was all fine. So we get past the concessions area, which I thought was well done, and we got into the main circus area. Pretty much outside of maybe a handful, depending on where you were, I would say pretty much every seat in the house was decent for most of the performance. I could see where some of the far seats would be kind of annoying. I could see where some of the seats right behind one of the metal poles could be annoying. For the most part, if you're in section 1, every seat is good. I paid $40 per ticket minus Face 5 off, you know, like that movie Face Off promo for $5 off a ticket. And when I first bought these tickets, I found myself thinking, man, what the hell am I getting us into? I just paid $75 after fees, tax, whatever, for I don't even know what to expect. And I had heard good things, and I had heard bad things. Now, the bad things are neither here nor there. It's probably personal taste, personal opinion. I will say, overall, this show was great. Not bad, not good, not excellent or holy shit. It was great. This was a really cool experience from start to finish. They tried to tell a story, and that became more and more apparent as the night went on. I liked it. My girlfriend liked it. Everyone around us was having fun. And I will say this, it really helped that the Green Bay crowd was red hot for the show. Now, what I mean, it's a wrestling term. They were red hot, as in they were cheering, they were clapping, they were laughing. They were really into the performances. And you could see the workers, the entertainers, the performers feeding off of that energy. They had a hot crowd, and it made the performance better. The seats were good, though they are hard and kind of uncomfortable after the 2 hours. The show lasted all of 2 hours with one 15-minute intermission, and by the end of it, I was happy and ready to be out of my seat. For the most part, as a 38-year-old grown-ass man, however, it was fine. The complaints about it being very warm in there are valid, and it is something to remember. Do not show up wearing a hoodie in the middle of summer. You are going to be very, very disappointed in yourself. The music was good and themed, metal and gothic. The performers were quite excellent. And the show itself, again, was great. Who do I recommend this for? Any adult who wants to have fun. Yeah, just go out for it's a great date night idea. A really great date night idea. I will say this is not for kids. It's really not. There is sexual themes, other adult themes. I was talking to my dad about this morning. I wouldn't bring my 13-year-old to it, but if my kid was 15 or 16 years old and wanted to go with me, 17 years old, whatever, I'd bring him. Wouldn't bother me. 13, that's young. That's young. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I know I keep saying that, and I'm starting to kind of get off the rails here. I want you all to understand, going into this, I was prepared to walk out of the Paranormal Circus disappointed. In fact, I know Gage and I have talked about this a few different times on the channel here. I expected it. I actually expected this show to suck. Full disclosure, full transparency. I went in expecting to walk out and say, that could have been a lot better. I walked out saying, that was pretty effing good. I haven't actually been to any circus since I was about 8 years old with my uncle and my mother. So probably 30 years now. And I felt like I was a kid again. Yes, there were adult themes, scantily clad men and women, eye candy for both. But I still kind of had that overall feeling like, man, like I'm a kid again, you know, I'm having fun again. Like, wow, you know, this is cool. And they had some of the typical circus fare. What do I mean by that? Clowns, comedy skits, the tightrope, big crazy machine acts for their final set piece. So they had some of that typical stuff, illusion acts. So they had some of these different things, and I really liked that. I liked that kind of sense of, whoa, one wrong step and this person is going to have a really bad day, right? I think that is what gets people about those circus performers is, man, if they miss their step, if they trip, if they fall, it's game over. So I want to express one more time, I had a great time at the Paranormal Circus. I highly recommend it to any adult that is looking for a really fun date night idea or just a really fun experience in general. Do not go expecting to be scared. Do not go expecting to get drunk off your ass. If you have to drink, drink before you go. I don't know what else you all want me to tell you, what else you all want me to talk about. If you see this review and it's coming to your city and you're at all interested in any of that, I recommend it. I really do. I'm Justin with Is It Scary, Wisconsin. Again, Paranormal Circus from Cirque Italia gets a great and a 2 thumbs up from me. It was a lot of fun. My girlfriend and I had a great time, and we actually said if they come again next year, we're going to go again next year. Leave me your thoughts on the Paranormal Circus in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed this review. And if this review convinced you to go and give it a shot, also let me know. Thank you all so much for watching. And there is just one thing we have to know. Is it scary, Wisconsin?